You won't believe this story that occurred in Los Angeles, California. Sam rented a guest house from Bob for 6 months through a popular short rental platform in the sunny city of Los Angeles, California. When the initial lease was close to the end, Bob, the landlord, granted a 24-day extension to Sam at no additional cost to assist her in finding new housing. What Bob and Sam didn't know at the time is that they would both become entangled in a nightmare scenario that would last for more than a year and a huge financial strain. What Bob, the landlord, didn't expect is that Sam would refuse to leave after the agreement expired. While Sam was squatting at Bob's property, a leak occurred in the guest house and slowly started to flood and damage the property. Bob arranged for a mold inspector to assess the unit. However, Sam allegedly refused them entry, rejecting the inspection, and called the police. Once the police showed up, to Bob's and Sam's surprise, the police refused to assist them in resolving the situation. Why? Because the police do not involve themselves in landlord-tenant disputes. It's not their job. However, as time passed, Sam continued to live in Bob's guest house without paying rent. Weeks passed, months passed, and yet Sam continued to overstay her welcome. With no resolution in sight, after 408 days of Sam's rent-free living, Bob was furious but determined to put a stop to it. He sued a alleged squatter for an amount exceeding $42,000 in unpaid rent. But this is just the beginning of the story. While the lawsuit progressed through the notoriously slow-turning cogs of the justice system, Sam continued to live rent-free in Bob's guest house for months and months. But then a wrinkle appeared in landlord's plan. The tenant Sam countersued him. But how can this be? How can someone sue a landlord for living in such a potentially carefree scenario? Well, Sam claimed that the landlord Bob owes her a refund for all the money she paid in the initial agreement. Sam claimed that the unit's condition made her ill, citing the water leaks and the mold growth. Moreover, Sam claimed that Bob harassed her and attempted to intimidate and force her into leaving the property. Bob initiated extensive construction work outside the guest house, allegedly exposing Sam to fumes and other unpleasant odors. The lawsuit also asserts that Bob played loud music day and night, placing decaying trash at the guest house entrance, and even went as far as shutting off Sam's hot water, padlocked her mailbox, confiscated her personal items, and even unlawfully entered the unit and turned off the HVAC unit. Sam also claims that Bob installed a camera above the guest house door, thus breaching the quiet enjoyment covenant and potentially violating her privacy. And on the top of all that, Sam also claimed that because Bob didn't obtain a certificate of occupancy for the unit from the city, Bob is not allowed to charge her rent, or at most, he could charge 0 cents. Sam asserted that Bob owes her damages and the repayment for what she considered excess rent, and furthermore asking for reimbursement for her attorney's fee. Eventually, after over 500 days of conflict and the lawsuits, the judge initially ruled in favor of Sam, the tenant. rejecting her eviction, effectively allowing Sam to continue to reside in the property without financial compensation to Bob, or at least to the point until Bob sorts out the legality of his capacity to rent the unit, which first requires damage which occurred in the property to be corrected, which the tenant must agree to provide access to. The legal dispute is not resolved yet. If you want to find out how this story progresses as it evolves, help my channel by subscribing and clicking this like button, and don't forget to turn on notifications. But more importantly, what would you do? How would you handle this situation if you were Bob or Sam? Was the judge's decision fair? Did either one of the parties act fairly or unfairly? Let me know what you think in the comments and what you would have done differently. I am Jia Hui, and I will see you next time. Bye.